Ever wondered how Christmas transformed from pagan feasts to a season of joy and lights? From the Saturnalia feasts of ancient Rome to the birth of Santa Claus, this is the untold story of how Christmas became the world's most beloved holiday. Picture the lively festivals of ancient Rome where Saturnalia reigned supreme. Imagine the cozy Yule traditions of the Norse filled with warmth and cheer. Journey through medieval Europe where religious nativity art and grand festive scenes brought communities together. Fast forward to Victorian England, where Christmas trees and Santa Claus began to shape the holiday we cherish today. Christmas is more than just a date on the calendar. It's a celebration of love, generosity, and togetherness that transcends time. So, stay with us as we unravel the fascinating journey of Christmas through the ages and discover the magic that makes this holiday truly special. It's a time for joy, a time for family, a time for traditions passed down through generations. Christmas. Our journey begins long before Christmas carols and twinkling lights. Long before Santa Claus and his reindeer took flight, we venture back to ancient times, to a world rich with pagan festivals and winter solstice celebrations. Imagine a time when the days were short, the nights were long, and the promise of spring seemed a distant dream. Our journey begins in ancient Rome, with a festival that would leave its mark on Christmas, Saturnalia. Held in mid-December, Saturnalia honored Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture, liberation, and time. This week-long celebration was a time to cast aside social norms, indulge in merrymaking. Imagine a world turned upside down, schools and businesses closed, gambling was permitted, masters served their slaves, gifts were exchanged, often candles or small clay figurines. As the Roman Empire waned, other winter festivals continued to flourish. In northern Europe, amidst the snowy landscapes and long winter nights, the Norse celebrated Yule. This ancient festival, observed for 12 days around the winter solstice, held deep significance for the Norse people. Yule was a time to honor the Norse god Odin. He was a god associated with the wild hunt, magic, and wisdom. People gathered around bonfires, their flames reaching towards the heavens, symbolizing the returning sun. They told stories, sang songs, and feasted on boar meat and mead. A key element of Yule was the Yule log. A large log, carefully chosen, was brought into the home with great ceremony. It was lit in the hearth, and its slow burn was believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck in the coming year. As we've seen long before the arrival of Christianity, ancient cultures had established vibrant traditions to celebrate the winter solstice. These celebrations, each unique in their own right, shared a common thread: the human need for light, warmth, and togetherness during the darkest time of year. The Roman Saturnalia, with its boisterous feasting and gift-giving, brought people together in a spirit of revelry and generosity. The Norse Yule, steeped in mythology and reverence for the natural world, celebrated the cyclical nature of life and the promise of renewal. These traditions, passed down through generations, laid the groundwork for the Christmas celebrations we know today. When Christianity began to spread throughout Europe, it encountered these deeply ingrained pagan customs. Rather than abolishing them outright, the early church adopted and adapted these traditions. They infused them with Christian symbolism and meaning. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, a new story began to intertwine with ancient winter festivals. This was the story of Jesus Christ's birth, a story that would transform the celebration of winter solstice into a celebration of faith, hope, and redemption. The exact date of Jesus' birth remains unknown, but by the 4th century AD, Christian leaders had settled on December 25th as the day to commemorate this momentous event. This date, already rich with pagan symbolism and celebration, took on a profound new meaning for Christians. It became a time to celebrate the birth of Jesus as the Son of God. Why December 25th? The choice of this date for Christmas wasn't arbitrary, it was a strategic move by the early church to align the birth of Jesus with existing pagan celebrations. By overlapping these events, the church sought to assimilate pagan traditions into Christian practice, making it easier for people to convert and embrace the new faith. December 25th marked the winter solstice according to the Julian calendar used by the Romans. It was a time when the days began to lengthen and the sun started its slow climb back towards strength. The Christianization of Christmas was a gradual process, a blending of pagan customs and Christian beliefs that unfolded over centuries. As Christianity spread, Christmas absorbed regional variations and cultural influences, creating the diverse tapestry of traditions we see today. The spirit of feasting and merriment, central to Roman Saturnalia, found a new home in Christmas celebrations. Families and friends gathered for lavish meals, sharing food and drink in abundance, a symbol of God's blessings and the joy of the season. The exchange of gifts, once a way to honor Saturn, became a way to commemorate the gifts given to the baby Jesus by the three wise men. The evergreen boughs of holly used to decorate homes during Yule, symbols of enduring life, took on new meaning as reminders of Christ's eternal life and the promise of everlasting life offered to believers. The Yule log, once a symbol of Norse gods and the returning sun, evolved into the Christmas tree, its evergreen branches adorned with ornaments and lights, symbolizing the light of Christ entering the world. Through this fusion of faith and festivity, Christmas emerged as a unique holiday, a celebration of both the sacred and the secular. Imagine a medieval village blanketed in snow, the air crisp and cold, the sound of church bells echoing through the frosty air. It's Christmas time in the Middle Ages, a period stretching from the 5th to the 15th centuries. Christmas was more than just a day, it was a season of celebration. A time for merriment and religious observance that lasted for 12 days, from December 25th to January 6th, known as the 12 Days of Christmas. The festivities began on Christmas Eve with the Great Fast, a day of anticipation and preparation for the birth of Christ. People abstained from meat and dairy, heightening their enjoyment of the upcoming feast. As darkness fell, families gathered in their homes, the warm glow of candlelight flickering on their faces. They shared stories and sang carols, their voices blending in harmony. The Christmas feast was a grand spectacle, a testament to the culinary skills of medieval cooks. Tables groaned under the weight of roasted meats, from boar and venison to goose and swan, seasoned with exotic spices like ginger, cinnamon, and cloves. Bread, a staple of the medieval diet, was baked in various forms, from crusty loaves to sweet, spiced buns. No Christmas feast was complete without a wassail bowl, a steaming concoction of ale or wine, spiced with cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg, and often studded with roasted apples. This festive drink passed around the table was believed to bring good health and fortune in the coming year. While the 12 days of Christmas were marked by feasting and revelry, they were also a time for religious observance and reflection. The Church played a central role in shaping the celebrations, infusing them with Christian meaning and symbolism. Each day of the 12 days of Christmas held religious significance, commemorating saints, biblical events, and the life of Jesus. For example, December 26th honored St. Stephen, the first Christian martyr, while December 28th was dedicated to the Holy Innocents, commemorating the massacre of infants by King Herod. As we step into the 19th century, we encounter a world on the cusp of change. The Industrial Revolution was reshaping societies, cities were growing, and Christmas, once a predominantly religious festival, was undergoing its own transformation. This era saw the rise of many modern Christmas traditions we hold dear today, fueled by a renewed interest in sentimentality and family. One of the most influential figures in shaping the modern Christmas was Charles Dickens. His novella, published in 1843, captured the imagination of Victorian England and beyond. The story of Ebenezer Scrooge, a miserly old man transformed by the spirit of Christmas, struck a chord with readers. It reminded them of the importance of generosity, compassion, and the true meaning of the holiday. 16th century. Section 3. O Tannenbaum, the Christmas tree's ascent. The Christmas tree, an evergreen adorned with twinkling lights and sparkling ornaments, stands as a centerpiece of modern Christmas celebrations. The tradition of bringing evergreens into homes during the winter solstice dates back to ancient pagan practices. These evergreens, symbols of life and hope during the darkest time of year, were believed to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck. The Christmas tree, as we know it today, originated in 16th century Germany. It's believed that Protestant reformer Martin Luther was among the first to add lighted candles to an evergreen tree, inspired by the stars twinkling amidst the trees on a winter night. The tradition gradually spread throughout Germany and beyond, becoming particularly popular in England during the reign of Queen Victoria.
The act of giving and receiving gifts lies at the heart of modern Christmas celebrations. This tradition, with roots in ancient Roman Saturnalia and the gifts offered to the baby Jesus by the three wise men, has evolved over the centuries, reflecting changing social customs, economic conditions, and cultural values. In the Victorian era, gift-giving became more widespread, fueled by the rise of industrialization and the availability of mass-produced goods. Gifts were often practical in nature, reflecting the economic realities of the time. Handmade gifts imbued with sentimental value were also common, reflecting the importance placed on personal expression and craftsmanship.
Christmas, a holiday with roots stretching back millennia, has transcended its origins to become a truly global phenomenon. From bustling cities adorned with dazzling lights to remote villages where ancient traditions endure, Christmas is celebrated with a unique blend of local customs and universal themes of joy, generosity, and togetherness. In many parts of Europe, Christmas markets, with their charming wooden stalls and twinkling lights, transform city squares into magical wonderlands. The air fills with the aroma of roasted chestnuts, gingerbread, and spiced wine as locals and visitors alike gather to soak up the festive atmosphere. From the towering Christmas pyramids of Germany to the elaborate nativity scenes of Italy, each country adds its own distinct flavor to the celebrations. While the core elements of Christmas, family gatherings, gift-giving, and festive decorations, transcend borders, each culture has developed its own unique traditions, adding a touch of local flavor to the holiday. These customs, often rooted in folklore, history, or religious beliefs, offer a fascinating glimpse into the diverse ways Christmas is celebrated around the world. In Austria and parts of Germany, the festive cheer is tempered by the presence of Krampus, a horned, demonic figure who accompanies St. Nicholas. While St. Nicholas rewards well-behaved children with gifts, Krampus punishes the naughty, reminding them to stay on their best behavior. This tradition, with its roots in pre-Christian folklore, adds a touch of mischief and mayhem to the holiday. From ancient solstice celebrations to modern-day traditions, Christmas has journeyed through time, absorbing cultural influences and evolving with each passing century. We've explored its pagan roots, witnessed its transformation through Christianity, and marveled at its modern incarnations. But what is it about Christmas that continues to resonate so deeply with humanity? Perhaps it's the universal longing for light and warmth during the darkest time of the year. A longing that transcends cultures and continents, or maybe it's the spirit of generosity and goodwill that seems to permeate the season, inspiring acts of kindness, both big and small. Christmas, at its core, is a celebration of hope. Hope for a brighter future, hope for peace and goodwill among all. It's a time for families and friends to come together, to share traditions old and new, and to create memories that will last a lifetime. So, as you gather with loved ones this Christmas, take a moment to appreciate the rich history of this beloved holiday. Remember the ancient festivals that laid its foundation, the stories that have shaped its meaning, and the traditions that continue to bring joy to people around the world. For in the spirit of Christmas, we find a timeless message of hope, love, and the enduring power of human connection. If you love history but struggle with design, then here's the perfect solution. Use a classic serif font for "Thank you for watching," and a bold sans serif for like, subscribe and share. Imagine rich parchment tones, deep reds and antique golds, with a background of aged maps and ancient manuscripts. Add gentle animations and interactive elements framed with elegant scrollwork. It's not just an end screen, it's a historical experience.